Joe Biden is a man of his word. You know, when he says something, you know you can take his word for it, and he'll make sure he does everything in his power to make sure it gets done. As a matter of fact, when he was campaigning to be our next president, he said, if you really want to see change in Washington, if you want to see the right thing finally get done, you got to elect the guy who's been a politician for 40 some odd years, because this time around, he'll make sure he gets something done. No, that's not what he said, not one bit. But it sounds like a pretty good campaign pitch for him, because we're going to be talking about Joe Biden, his administration, as well as just Democrats in general, how they give you those empty promises, and then once they get your vote and they get in power, they flip you the underside of the chin, and they say, sorry, bro, we had to do what we had to do, but hey, 4 years are going to go by, and we need your vote then, can we count on you? And then it's up to you, you're going to go, you know what, I really hate the other side, because they tell me exactly what they want to do, and I just happen to hate what it is that they say. But Democrats, they jerk me around, they tell me what I want to hear, and then they totally forget about me, but I'm always going to vote for them. Why? Because they say all the virtue signaling, the moral high ground, they make me feel like I'm such a better person. But moving on, let's get into today's topic. We're going to be talking about President Biden's administration, because they're in a little bit of hot water. Let's kind of move into it a little bit further. So you see right here, the Biden administration will use semi-permanent, soft-sided structures to house migrant children. Trump was blasted for tent cities. Now, by the way, this is a headline from the Daily Wire, so obviously you can kind of see that, that right-wing bias. But yeah, if you haven't heard by now, the Biden administration, and I'm laughing because this is like, I don't even know, like poetic justice, I guess you could say. I don't even know the right term for it, but it's just hilarious, because you had so many Democrats vote for Biden because they said, he's going to end what's happening at the border, the kids in cages. Oh, Joe, you're going to do it. Go, Joe, go. And this is what you get. I'm sorry, I got to take a pause here. President Biden, when he was vice president under President Obama, they're the ones that built the cages, guys, okay? You might be too thick in the head and you say, no, CNN told me it was Trump. Guys, it was Joe Biden and President Obama at the time, okay? So they're just using the facilities that they built. Once again, that's really all there is to it. But let's kind of talk just a little bit about, you should know by now, the media is absolutely in bed with the Biden administration, because anytime Trump did anything, right, like you can see in the particular headline of this article, when he had to house or, move, and this was for illegal immigration, right, those particular children, you had to move them to those facilities, right? You saw the pictures of the kids in cages or the overflow facilities, whatever it is you want to call it. He was blasted, right? 10 cities, kids in cages, humanitarian crisis. But when Biden does something, the media goes, well, it's soft-sided structures, right? You got to put that positive twist on things. Biden also said he was going to stop deportations. Believe it or not, there have been deportations in the first however amount of days, right? I don't even know what day it is that Biden's president, but there's been deportations every single day. So again, he said what he had to say to get your vote, and then now he's turning his back on you because he's carrying out his true agenda, which was just doing the exact same thing that he did when he was vice president from 08 to 2015, 2016. So it's just funny to kind of like see it implode in people's faces, because I'm sure, like I said before, there's many people who voted for him because they thought he was going to fix this. And I really am excited to see what their reactions are now that they're going to kind of feel like they've been stabbed in the back just a little bit. If you're one of those people, comment down below. Let me know how you feel regarding this whole situation. But now, instead of making fun of this whole situation, right, Biden sucks, haha, he turned his back on you, let me actually address this situation, and let me try and give you a potential fix, right? Like, I think people can be realistic about this when they say, yeah, you don't really want to see kids, whether they're U.S. citizens, whether they're non-U.S. citizens, stuck in these cages. Doesn't really look like a good living environment, even if it's temporary. Let me give you a potential fix. So let me move to this next photo right here. Now, if you're someone that lives in Jersey like myself, you might say, what am I looking at? Is this the Jersey Turnpike? Is this the Garden State Parkway, one of the, the toll centers? No, believe it or not, this is a photo, obviously an aerial photo, taken from a port of entry, right? This is one of the many that we have. Whether this exact one is the northern or the southern border, couldn't exactly tell you, but I just know it's one of those particular port of entries. But What you have right here, believe it or not, if you're someone that's trying to seek asylum, you're supposed to come through one of these particular ports, because we actually have, whether it's ICE agents, we have police officers, really all different groups of people, we have them there ready for many different reasons, but one of them is actually for if you're someone seeking asylum. So you're not just supposed to go randomly cross the border. So let me kind of now go to another photo. There used to be a guy talking about a potential way we can fix what was going on at our border. Can't put the name on him right now, right? Maybe you remember that guy, I don't know. So yeah, I am in favor of building some form of wall. Here's how you fix this situation. You build the rest of that border wall, no gaps in it, you slow illegal immigration to a manageable drip. What that will do is it will allow these facility workers, whether it's ICE agents or whoever else, it gives them more time to actually process who it is that's coming across the border illegally, right? Whether they're seeking asylum, maybe they got separated from their parents, lets them vet who it is that they are. Because another thing people fail to realize, a lot of the kids that come over the border illegally, they don't cross with their parents, they cross with what's known as a coyote. No, obviously not the animal coyote. We're talking about, this is a term given to smugglers, right? That help bring kids from Mexico into the USA. So that's why we have to vet who it is. We don't want to give kids back to some random dude, okay? That's I think we can all agree on that. So that's why if you actually make this happen, you actually give more of a cushion for these agents to process these kids. And if you allow them to catch up on their work, essentially, well, now you're not going to have all of this overflow. Now, let me kind of give you a little bit of an example. I'm thinking about this because tax season is obviously coming up. Let's say you're an accountant and you're doing people's taxes. You're backed up on it right now. You got two options. Option one, you keep everyone who you have and you say, listen, hey, I don't want to open up a business to anybody else. I want to take care of who it is I have to take care of right now. When the time is right, I get caught up on my work, I'll open up, I'll do everyone else's taxes that's asking for it. That's option one. Option two is just say, you know what, bro? Just keep bringing them in. I'll eventually get it done, right? You might be waiting for an extended period of time, but I'll eventually get your stuff done. Which option sounds more rational, okay? That's good. That's what you kind of have to think about with what's going on at the border. Everyone's just swamped, and I don't think doing the same thing over and over again is going to help this situation. So that's just a potential fix. I want you to let me know your thoughts on this one as we go back to the main screen. If you're someone who voted for Joe Biden, what's your thoughts about his not only overflow facility, but obviously the deportations as well? Did you expect that to happen? Are you a little pissed off about that? I really want to hear what you have to say regarding that. Let me know if you thought my potential fix to what's going on at the border, how we can slow it to a manageable drip, and maybe make it to where we won't see kids in cages, overflow facilities, soft-sided structures, whatever the name is. Let me know if you think it's something that could actually work. But I appreciate you sticking through the video, and I hope to see you again sometime soon.